Last time I was in Legoland, I was 12. 10 years have passed, and I wonder if I can still have as much fun now as I did back then. There are 6 activities to try: roller coasters, mini-land, food, other activities, aquarium, and souvenirs. Each activity is going to be rated out of 5 points. And by the end of this video, we will see if Legoland is still as fun as I remember. I decided to start our day off with roller coasters. The first coaster that we tried was the Ninja Coaster, which was an interactive ride that keeps up your score, and I think only I and 2 other kids were excited for it. So after a very long wait in line, and accidentally throwing my heart out to people while trying to understand the rules of this game, I was ready to be the top dog. How to ride the Ninja Coaster. I don't know what it's called, but
Are you excited?
very. I'm about to win all these kids over. To be honest, I genuinely have no idea what the ride was even about. I was too locked in trying to shoot all of the bad guys. And at the end, we were greeted by all the ninjas waving at us, and I was really satisfied with my score.
Nice.
As we were walking out, I obviously wanted to see the picture to see just how locked in I was on the game, and well, wait, what do you mean I got 0? But then I realized that the score was just counted for an empty seat somehow. Regardless of that technical difficulty, my 145,000 points granted me the rank of Master of Spin Jitsu, and I'll take it. Honestly, the overall vibe is a workout out of 10. My shoulder is gone now. I was DJing up in there, that was crazy. The second roller coaster that we decided to try was the Technic Coaster, which had the longest line, and to be fair, it did look like the most fun. All the vibes there were 100%. While we were waiting in line, they played this awesome techno club music. And here's my after ride interview. Insane. I honestly was pleasantly surprised by this ride. All of the turns were a lot of fun with enough G-force, so any kid would have lots of fun, and so would adults. Before our last ride, we decided to have something more relaxing, so we went onto this dinosaur ride, which was more of a lazy river type of ride without any actual thrills. We're in the Jurassic World, but like Lego.
It's almost as if we're at Legoland. Crazy.
It genuinely felt more like a walk through a park with different colored dinosaurs. Oh my god, they're purple! Actually, I lied. They did include some pretty cool effects.
Warning, proceed with caution. Out.
Now that's what I call a Squirtle. The final coaster we tried was the Dragon, where we rode the Dragon. The ride had absolutely 0 wait time. I even forgot to film because we got immediately into our seats. So here's some footage of the ride I found on the internet. And the ride had it all: the beautiful setting and the thrills that are suited for adults and children. Just finished on the Dragon. Honestly, pretty good ride, very thematic. I liked it. I think I liked it a little bit more than the Technic Coaster. So I'd give the rides a 5 out of 5. But Legoland isn't really about rides, it's about the builds. So of course we had to see all the mini lands, otherwise our trip to Legoland wouldn't even count. And over there we saw some amazing builds, like the New York City being attacked by a bunch of dinosaurs, which was really funny. And Las Vegas that had an alien car expo, and the whole city was retro futuristic theme. And for those of you who don't know, the little guys that live in these cities are called mini-landers. And we saw some fun references like the Lord Business from the Lego movie, the Hot Dog Man. We also saw Clutch Powers as well as Rick and Morty. Hats off to all the designers working on these. They made all these fun scenes and put so much life into these builds. You can even see it in this footage of a man carrying a brick separator on a construction site. And here is
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City.
And you can see how much time went into creating the process and build techniques for all of these. I see these mini-lands more as pieces of art than just regular builds. Bro is aura farming so hard. And since it took so much time to design all of these, we couldn't skip the room where all of this was designed and built. You have an instruction on how to build a mini lander. And you also have a cool little tutorial on how to make letters. Pretty cool. Not only do these builds stand there for many years, they also get regularly cleaned and maintained, so all the mini lands get a 6 out of 5. They're just beyond breathtaking. So we thought that this is poop, and we thought that that was extremely detailed, but it's actually a horse with its head down. I also wanted to do an honorable mention here. They had built the set from the Lego Movie 2, the Apocalypseburg, and other rooms from that movie. It was just amazing. The whole cast is here in person. After all the roller coasters and mini lands, our tummies were getting a little hangry and we had to go look for something to eat. And we had two options. Everything is Ramen and the Burger Kitchen. And we agreed to get the Burger Kitchen since it was the closest, and if we waited a minute longer, I would have become Sarah's dinner. Inside was decorated nicely. It had a giant burger and a nice stove where you would receive food. We ordered the California burger combo and we received it within a minute, even though it was kind of busy. So definitely a point for that. And when it comes to the price, it was surprisingly reasonable. For $20, you get a double patty burger with a good amount of fries on the side. The quality of food was honestly comparable to Shake Shack, and the fries were to die for. I do think that they could make their food look a little bit more thematic, or at least give them more thematic names. Like for example, they could add a burnt part in the shape of a Lego brick on top of the bun. And naturally, after a savory meal, we wanted to get a sweet little treat, so we decided to go get crepes, which were located across the whole park in the Lego Movie Land. But on our way there, we ran into a parade which really slowed us down, and we had to wait for them to move so we could cross the street to get the crepes.
Honestly, we're just trying to get a sweet little treat, and this parade is hindering our objective. This is awful. I'm starving for a sweet treat. What the hell, Legoland? Criminal.
A few moments later.
They're promoting happiness, awesomeness, and excitement. Well, my excitement is getting to this freaking crepe.
5 minutes later.
Finally, when they moved, we ran straight for the crepe stand, but unfortunately we got really disappointed. And we were left stranded looking for another sweet treat. I thought that maybe going to the driving school ride would cheer me up, but too old for that. Sad. Since I was too old for that, maybe the jungle gym could cheer me up.
Unfortunately, I'm too old for this.
And even Lego Factory Tour was closed that day. Our hopes were running low. But Granny's Apples Fries came in clutch at the last moment. Those cinnamon sugar covered apples were hot and heavenly, especially when it was paired up with the whipped cream. Oh my god, it took me to Flavor Town. I genuinely wanted to give Food Experience a 2 out of 5, but Granny's Apple Fries really carried it to a 4 out of 5. I just wish that the food was a little bit more themed. Man, I'm a 22-year-old adult complaining about theming of food in a park. Living in America for 10 years really changed me. Going to rides and looking at builds was of course fun, but Legoland and Lego brand in general isn't just about looking, it's about interacting and playing. So we went to try some other activities like building a car, building a boat, and themed mazes. We started off with build and race attraction. I would assume you're building a race. Just going off a hunch here. Inside, we saw this life-size model of F40 built out of Lego. And in the next room, we got to build our own little race cars. We wanted to make it kind of quick, so here's our builds. This is my build, this is Sarah's build. And then it was time to race them. And this is what we expected.
Team Cities RB20 heading clear.
But this is what we actually got. Neither car finished. We clearly suck at building those, so we had to test who's quicker in water by building race boats. On our way to race boats, we came across this themed maze, which was really fun, and it was cool seeing Lego builds being used as props for real-life animals. They had a lot of these themed mazes in Legoland, but we decided to skip those because we were short on time. When we finally got to the boats, we were giving the general base and we had to build on top of it. I tried making a cargo boat type of ship, and Sarah custom made this and called it
Have you heard of the color pink?
Have you heard of the color pink? Nice.
We both took this race very seriously and we were determined to win. So lights out and Legoland Boat Grand Prix begin. And technically the base of my boat won, but here's what was left over of my boat and Sarah's boat. So we decided to call it a tie. So all of the additional activities get a 5 out of 5, and it was finally time for our final 2 attractions.
So we're here at the fish zoom, looking at the fishies. Cool fact about the fish is that they live underwater.
At the aquarium, we saw sharks absolutely aura farm, the most dangerous fish in the ocean, to which I reacted very appropriately.
Fish with feathers on them.
We also got this really cool shot of eels hissing at each other. And we even saw a seahorse become aware and form a thought. The fish zoo even included fun gimmicks for children.
That's for kids. Who would ever get in that? That's for children only.
Did you take a picture of me? We then proceeded to go into the next room.
Guys, you won't believe there's more fish here. Insane. They just be swimming.
And shortly after that, the aquarium was coming to an end, and I would rate it a 5 out of 5. It was a ton of fun. Sarah and I kept goofing around, taking pictures. It was lovely. And naturally, before leaving Legoland, we of course had to build 3 of our minifigures, buy a memory Lego set, and I got this amazing Lego shirt. For the set, I chose this Legoland exclusive set, and when it came to building minifigures, we agreed to build the ugliest minifigures possible. Here's the guy I built. I think I absolutely nailed the assignment. Here's what Sarah built, and the third figure is what we built together. They now proudly stand on the Legoland park portal as a reminder of my 22nd birthday that I spent with my future wife. So souvenirs, get a 5 out of 5. Legoland is definitely my version of Disneyland. As I spent my day there, I kept getting flashback to 10 years ago and how much fun I had. So Legoland gets a perfect score. It was so nostalgic and I genuinely enjoyed every second of it. I think I appreciated it way more as an adult than when I was a kid. And if you're also an adult, don't be shy to go to Legoland. It's for everyone.
It's a hot dog.